us. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us. And remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Sober Sunday. Sober Sunday. But it's Saturday. It still fits. All right. Depends on where you are. If you're some of my Australian friends, maybe it's Sunday now. Maybe you're listening to this on Sunday. Then it fits. All right. We got listeners in cars. Please do not get in car wrecks while chatting. Let's avoid that. It's best just to go ahead and maybe not say anything. Good morning, Angel. Amber, I just told you not to chat and drive. I'm just giving her shit. She's parked, most likely. And all this different stuff I can read from. Today's reflection was I couldn't find it. But Only Two Sins is on page 542 in the 3rd edition. I think Amber's got a 3rd edition, so she might be able to fill us in on that in the meeting or something. This evening. Children in your car. Okay. Do I have to watch my swearing, or do I just have to be careful not to mention that one dude? You know what I'm talking about. I blew it almost a year ago. I almost blew it. All right. Excuse me while I slam my doors. It's one thing I can't stand. Like when people slam the door to the microwave, it's got a freaking handle on it. Okay. It doesn't slam. Why do we need to slam it? All right. So this is what we're going to do. All right. Give me some clean dad jokes. We'll try and keep it as clean as we can. That one dude. All right. The F word is fine. All right. Just making sure. Because I know about Isaac, but I don't know about the other kids. So find out where my boundaries sit. All right. Man, I was nothing but on camera all day yesterday. Between Zoom meetings and podcasting. I mean, Hi, Isaac and Briella. I hope I said your name right. Hope I said it right. Let me close some doors here. Oh, you're going outside? Okay, awesome. It's hard for me to hear that and do this. But if you're going outside, awesome.
I didn't realize my ears aren't in, so I didn't.
It's all good, baby. Sorry. It's all good. She always feels bad for no reason. So when I have something in my ear, what'll happen? Like if there's something like in my ear, somebody talking to me, it happens with chat too. I'll start taking the words from that and putting it in what I say. It'll sound really weird. So, yeah, I try to avoid it. I said her name right. Yay! I'm gonna roll. I try and get names correctly because I don't know how many times got called Dion. I mean, the way my name is spelled doesn't really tell you how to say it. It would be Dion. or Dion. Let's see, Ion, Dion. Or you could just say it backwards, Noid. That's my name backwards, Noid. Oh no, I don't know why I think that's such a big deal. that my name spelled backwards. There used to be a thing for Domino's pizza called the Noid, and it was avoid the Noid. Right. So Angelie. Have I been saying your name wrong all this time? Is it Angelie and not Angel? I don't know. I could be wrong. That just sounds like a 60s song. Angelie, Angelie, Angel, 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 Angelie. I'm doing pretty good today. My jokes are better than the ones I'm getting ready to tell. Annoyed. Yeah, what was the Noid all about? It was avoid the Noid, but the Noid was something you'd come around and smash pizzas and stuff. Angel, I'm just fucking around. I'm just messing around. But you know what time it's you know what time it is. You know what time it is. It is time for Dion's Daily Funnies, even though he's been quite hilarious so far, at least in his mind. All right, so let's get started. Now I went to a different place, so I may need to skip some because we redid like the first one. You know, what kind of shoes do frogs wear? Open-toed. I didn't. We told that one. So, did you hear about the red and blue ships that collided? All the sailors were marooned. I hit it at the right time. It just didn't do it. They were all marooned. My neighbor gave me a new roof for free. He said it was on the house. What is going on here? I mean, I'm like clicking them. They're doing nothing. There we go. Did you hear about the teenager who failed his driving test? He thought it was a crash course. Where do surfers learn to surf? At boarding school. One more. A duck walks into a bar and buys everybody around. He tells the bartender, I can't do it. Oh, he tried. That's like the worst of the worst. I've been trying to talk like Donald Duck for a very long time. I almost had that. Put it on my bill. I ruined the joke. I almost had it. No, that was crap. I understood what I was saying, but you were probably like, Dion, that is probably crap. That is probably the crappiest Donald Duck. I could do him when he's angry. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. I do other impressions. Hello, if you are here for the rewatch. Yes. Fuck that all up. I'm having more fun screwing it all up than I am actually being funny. We're going to be on page 62. That's where we're going to go today. Talking about selfishness. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you. I'm still pretty freaking selfish. I am. I still. My niece said, "What the?" to the upper Donald Duck. Thanks, Briella. I'm scared to do any of them. You like Dion more because it's DYE. I got called Damien a lot. I don't know why. But if you ever saw the movie Damien, it's about a kid who's possessed by the devil. So anyway, I'm still a pretty selfish person. I still do what I want. It's kind of weird. Hi, Steve. Am I allowed to swear in front of Steve too? Do I have to stay away from talking about that one guy? I can't even tell you who it is. Okay, I'm pretty sure I can swear in front of Steve too. So it's what I want is different. See, what I used to want was drinking and destroying the world. I was pretty good at it too. I love causing chaos. I loved manipulating people. The control, man. The control. You know, I thought I had control, but really all I was doing was just arguing with everybody, wanting to be right. You know. So one of the voices she said sounded like Scuba. It was probably the one I was doing like this. I got a lot of different voices. I can pretty much do any. I have to practice a little bit, but I can pretty much talk in any nationality out there: Australian, Hispanic, Russian. I'll do it like my French now, motherfuckers, because I can say that. Isaac says Steve from Minecraft. No, wrong Steve. Oh, kids in their Minecraft today. I'm serious. What is it with these kids and their Minecraft stuff? Come back. All right. I think I'm doing a show more for the kids than I am for anybody else. I hope I'm making them laugh. Right. Okay. All right. So let's get back to this. We're allowed to have fun and confront ourselves. That's the part of it. It's all right. It's all right. Oh, all right. Selfishness, self-centeredness, that we think is the root of our troubles. Driven, okay? Not briskly walking, not bicycling, not skateboarding, but driven by 100 forms. Well, 100 different forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking, and self-pity. We step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate. Now, why do they say 100 forms of fear, self-delusion? If you go look at you see, we used to have this when in meetings, we used to have this big blue book, and then we had this big red book. It said Merriam-Webster on it. It was called a dictionary. And what we had to do was look up a word. And if the word was self, you had to start in the S's. You had to start the very S's. Then you had to go to SE, then SEL, then SELF. Okay. And if you go there, there are well over 100 definitions of self. That's what they're talking about. I dare you to go look it up if you have a dictionary. I'm not sure Google's going to do it. All right. So then we step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate. Sometimes they hurt us, seemingly without provocation. Okay. What does that mean, without provocation? Sometimes people will hurt you and you didn't do anything. Provocation means nothing happened. It was just the end result, right? So, but let's look up that word real quick because we think we know what it means, but sometimes we go look it up and find out that there's another meaning to it. Definition of provocation: action or speech that makes someone annoyed or angrily, especially deliberately. So, okay. So provocation means intentional, but this said without provocation. So it means it wasn't intentional. Sometimes they hurt us, seemingly without provocation. Right? That makes a little more sense now. Right? But, there's that but word. We invariably find that at some time in the past, we have made decisions based on self, which later place us in a position to be hurt. Well, and this is a tough one. Okay. But I have found that it takes two to tango. It takes two. It takes more than one person in a tango. Actually, I can do it fine in my head because I live in a split level head. I'm happy to be living in a split level head. It's a song from Dr. Demento. I'm not going to do it. It's another song I'm thinking of Dr. Demento, but I can't say it in front of kids. No, not that one. Not that one. I'll think of another one. Another one rides the bus. All right. So our troubles, we think, gosh, they're being awfully nice to us here, are basically of our own making. They arise out of ourselves, and the alcoholic is an extreme example of self-will run riot, though he usually doesn't think so. Denial. Denial. It is not just a river in Africa or Egypt or wherever it's supposed to be. I think it's in Africa. Let's find out. I think it's Africa. But my mind likes to, buck with me. What country is the Nile located in?
The Nile River flows through 11 African countries. While it passes
So,
through many,
Africa.
Egypt and Sudan have the longest stretches of the river.
Oh, so it is in
Egypt.
And because Egypt is a part of Africa, which I didn't remember. So it goes through Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and Eritrea. There we go. Now we know where denial flows. Why not? All right. So he usually doesn't think so. And yeah, even right here, even when we're aware of our selfishness, without accountability, this stuff can still pop up. Right? It's about picking the right kind of selfish. I can't help it. Right? Where before my selfishness was about was about doing whatever I wanted. It was destructive. It was drinking. It was doing, none of it was good. Now, like today, do you want to know what I'm selfish about today? Raking the leaves. As far as it's going today. Yeah, I want to get that done. I want to make sure I help somebody today. I want to make sure I try and make the world a little bit better than how I left it. Those are the things I'm selfish about now. I'm selfish about doing God's will. I'm selfish about helping other people. Now, even this in and of itself can be overdone. There's got to be a balance in there. And even then, sometimes I push it a little too far. I did a little too much yesterday. Kind of paying the price today. I'm kind of tired. All right. But it was also kind of worth it. Yeah. Got a lot of podcasting yesterday. A lot of posting, and then you got to do this and pre-production. Then you got to make clips, and then you got to make, descriptions and titles, and don't forget the picture that goes with everything. And then, yeah, it can get confusing really, really quick. So I always do it in order. I always do it in odor. Poop. All right. Banana poop. That's what I gotta say. Banana poop. It was time to make the kids laugh again. I know they're laughing at that because it's funny. Poop. All right. Isaac, did you fart? Dear Lord, Isaac, did you fart, dude? All right. So we must be rid of this selfishness. We must, or it kills us. God makes that possible. Oh, selfishness is going to kill me. Heart attack, stroke. No. Asphyxiation. I'm not going to go into too many of them. It can kill you. Your anger can kill you. And you don't need alcohol to be angry. Alcohol intensifies that feeling, makes it a little worse. Right? Or it's going to kill me. Because this selfishness is going to turn into resentment, which is like the worst form of anger. That is the form of anger that will it permeates everything. It's bad juju. Bad juju. And there often seems no way of entirely getting rid of self without his aid. Many of us had moral and philosophical convictions galore, but we could not live up to them even if we would have liked to. Neither could we reduce our self-centeredness much by wishing or trying on our own power. We had to have God's help. I tried. Now, I've talked about how my selfishness switched. What did it switch to? A better set of principles. Ones that I could actually live up to. See, I was creating stuff that there's no way, even to this day, I can't think of any of them, that I'd be able to live up to. What was this? It was a setup. My whole life was just a setup. So I could drink. Everything that I did was geared towards drinking. Now, everything that I do is geared towards recovery. Everything that I do. Now, does that mean that all I ever do is that? No. Did you know going out and raking the leaves is part of my recovery? I want my front yard to look decent. Yeah. People are, I'm living here. I want my place to look nice. This is a house of God, man. And it needs to, it needs to look inviting. It needs to be welcoming. The problem with people coming over to my house, they tend not to want to leave. I'm kidding. Used to be that way. Used to be. All right. So we couldn't do it by ourselves. And that's the fallacy. Thinking we can do it by ourselves, even though we are the problem. See, I didn't have the solution here. And maybe I did have the solution, but I wasn't willing to live in it. All right. This is the how and why of it. First of all, we had to quit playing God. It didn't work. Oh, but I'm atheist. I don't believe in God. Yeah, but you're still playing God. You're still telling people what to do. You're telling them how to act, where to go. Oh, you stand here, you say these lines. Don't tell me you're not playing God. It's very clear. You may not. Okay, you're playing non-entity. You're still trying to control everybody. Fine, then you're acting like you're a tyrant. So, just a different word. Still got to quit doing it. I have to get to a point where I need to realize I don't know everything. I don't need to know everything. It's okay not to. You start to realize that I don't need to be a super promoter. I can be one person in a bigger thing. And I have gotten more from that than anything that I've ever done alone. I would much rather just be a part of something that works. I no longer need to be the center of attention all the time. And I love being the center of attention. In the right moments, under Dion's control. See, there's his demands. That's a demand. That I be the center of attention, but only the way that Dion decides. See? Even right here, this is my show. I can do whatever I want. I can say poop banana. I can say it. I can do whatever I want to here. No, I can't. You guys might be able to say, you might say something that disrupts the whole thing. I don't have as much control here as people actually think. What happens if the internet goes out? What happens if a microphone goes out or the camera goes out? These are things beyond my control. Well, if I say something that runs everybody off. All right. Next, we decided that hereafter in this drama of life, God was going to be our director. He is the principal. We are his agents. He is the father, and we are his children. Most good ideas are simple. We got to keep it simple. Things have got to stay simple. I've been hearing a lot of people, and they're not keeping it simple. They're making it very hard for themselves. And they're refusing not to listen to other people on it. Instead, what I'm watching them do is run. I've watched a lot of people run from AA in the last 2 to 3 weeks, actually in the last month. Pointing fingers. Mostly pointing fingers, whether it's at themselves or other people. It was unwarranted. It was unneeded. What was it? A setup. Did they realize they were even doing it? No, because they're so used to it, but we can see it. Right? Most good ideas are simple. And this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arc through which we pass to freedom. This arc that you are passing through to freedom is built in the second step. Because step 3 is the keystone that finishes the arc. Now you have what? Your door of willingness. Did you know you created your own door of willingness? Did you know that? It's your willingness, that arc that you created in steps 1, 2, and 3 is the door of willingness. Good job. Those connect, right? Those things go together. It didn't give me the stuff that I usually have. That's all right. That's all right. So, all right. I think that's a good place to end. I think we're good there. So, I'll probably be back later because I don't have much planned today. I have a sponsee. I have a meeting later, but oh, we missed it. At one point while I was doing this, it was 11:11 on 11:22. So that's something. All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.